All right, everyone, welcome back to our stream. We're going to be starting things off in about 3 minutes. I think we are somewhere near 70 players right now in the match. We are coming to you live from Code Ninjas and XP League Brookfield. Looks like we're at 76 players in the match, and we are pushing hard for a 2:10 start. So we should be starting just because it helps with the scheduling for the matches for the rest of the day. So we are working on getting from somewhere else across the country. Somebody's working on still getting in, but they still have a couple of minutes before we'll get this thing started. So hopefully we'll be off to a better start this time around than last time. Actually, we had a great start last week. I think we finished 16th, and then we were victims of a rule violation in the second round. So there's been a lot of communication on that. Looks like it was a remote team that couldn't get in contact with their coach that didn't understand the rules. So that hopefully has all been rectified. We've coached the kids on avoiding contact until that second storm starts. And hopefully we won't see a repeat of that. So I'm looking forward to two strong matches from these guys. I'm going to go on mute here and go check with the team real quick to make sure that we're all ready to go. It does look like we're all queued up. And then we'll get things started shortly.
Everyone can say hello to a wonderland of snow. There's loot in the mountains, our favorite time of year. With every round can be found a new winner crowned. There's loot in the mountains where the llamas play. The trees aglow, minis flow, a wonderland of snow. All the mats are free, piled as high as a tree. Let's break out the chug splash and buff up in a flash.
Okay, so we're up to 80 in the queue. I know we're working through a technical difficulty with one of the other team locations, trying to get a team in. But I think we're getting very close here. We do aim for a 2:10 start, and we do try to stick to that. So we should be starting momentarily here. But hopefully we'll give them another minute or so to get in, and we look forward to getting started.
Every load out for fun without a doubt. There's loot in the mountains, everyone can see. So take it slow, say hello to a wonderland of snow. There's loot in the mountains, our favorite time of year. With every round can be found a new winner crowned. There's loot in the mountains.
All right, they're doing last call on technical difficulties. Looks like there's none. So they're starting the match now. Good luck, have fun for everyone. I don't know who picked our pregame music here, but we might want to work on that. It's probably the most mellow walk-up music I think I've ever heard. But I don't know if that's from like the Christmas time or what. So it's kind of fun. At least the audio is working. So, all right, so we're spawning in here. We're jumping into the island. This is, I think, I don't remember what we're on, week 3 maybe. We've been seeing some really good growth from our Dragon team this season. We saw them make one of their best finishes last week at 16 for that first round, which is really good growth for them. We're starting to see them start to work together as a team. One of the things we see here at XP League with our players is they're really good at playing Fortnite solo, but they kind of have to learn how to play as a team and start to trust their teammates to take on certain roles and be willing to let them do those roles rather than try to do it all yourself. So it looks like we found our spot right away. We're going to land in the green zone. We're mixing things up. We had been going to the cavern, which has some great loot and vaults that you can crack into, and some NPCs that you can engage and get some great loot from. But unfortunately, that started to become a really popular spot. So we're mixing it up a little bit. We're hoping we can, just in case anybody doesn't fully still understand the rules, we're going to try to pick something we hope is going to be a little bit quieter here. We've been telling the kids that you can't win the match in the first 3 minutes, but you can lose it. So let's keep that in mind as we start our matches. And there we are. We are on the ground, spread out a little bit to maximize gaining loot. You don't have to worry about landing as close together anymore with not being able to engage right away. So that is one change that we can make, and we don't have to worry about coaching them too much about landing together and being ready to fight right away. So we have in our upper corner here, we have Strong Kiwi 74. Then we have Odd Epic. And then in the last spot, we've got Jack the Destroyer playing on one of our XP League accounts today. So just so you can keep track at home. So on the top, we've got Strong Kiwi 74 and Odd Epic. Odd Epic, I believe, is in the Spider-Man, the gold Spider-Man outfit, which is looking really cool. And then we've got Jack the Destroyer on the bottom. Right, this guy's doing a good job gathering some loot so far. What you want them to see is like Odd Epic is doing right now, is make sure as you're working through, just keep grabbing materials, because you could do these wall builds late in the match, which can make the difference between whether you win or lose. So to continue to gather those things as you work your way through the map. I just heard we keep a coaching Discord call open throughout, and we just heard our home office remind everybody once again that you cannot engage until we get to Zone 2. So just making sure everybody keeps that top of mind. We are dealing with kids, and they do play a lot of Fortnite, and it is not a natural thing for them to jump into a match and see somebody from an enemy team and not do anything about it. So it is something that we do try to have a lot of reminders for, to make sure that they don't forget, and we follow the full rule set and not have us cost us any points for the week. So all right, these guys are already on the move. Looks like we are inside the first storm circle, and we found the vault. Crack it open, see if we can get some good loot. Come in here, it's good. It's been nice and quiet. It doesn't look like any of these places have been looted yet. Everybody's doing a great job of sticking together. There's a nice job of sharing resources. You can see the blue line going. Everybody's getting some shields from this. So it's always great to see the team wait to make sure everybody's there to benefit when you use some of the supplies like that, and get. As you can see, they're full. Everybody's going to have full shields now, which is super helpful earlier in the match. Oh, looks like this nice legendary MK7 there. That's nice. good early find, and some rare weapons as well. So these guys are pretty well outfitted here for whenever we get to the first, whenever the storm starts coming in, we get to zone 2 and we can start engaging other teams. And like we said last week, what we like to see with these guys is do exactly what they're doing now on the ground, which is do a good job of looting and staying together, make sure they're following a plan, and then that real growth is when they start to win, when they face that first opponent. And that's the difference between finishing in the top 20 something versus finishing in the top, in the top teens, right? And then from there, as you start to really work together as a team, then you really start to finish. You have chances to start breaking into the top 10, and that's when anything can happen. So those are the things that we kind of watch for. All right, these guys all moving. Everybody's moving together here, doing a good job of sticking together. Looks like we're going to loot on this bridge. Looks like we did just have a rule violation. Oh, somebody found some Spider-Man gauntlets, which you can use as web slingers to move around the map really, really well. You'll find those hidden kind of all over the map in those backpacks, which is really great. It's awesome when the whole team can get them because you can really move pretty quickly, as you can see. Strong Kiwi 74 being able to move around with those and swing all around the map. These guys still doing a great job looting. For the most part, sticking together. I mean, they're still safe. We're not quite there. I did just hear over the coaches' Discord that we did have a rule violation where one player, I didn't catch the location, did engage and wipe another team. So that's going to have to get recorded as a rule violation, and that's unfortunate. So another coaching moment for that location. So far, our guys are doing a really good job of staying away and making sure that we follow all the new rule set. Looks like we've marked a new spot here. We're going to move to the high ground. Quick peek at the map. You saw this, guys. The zone is going to start to come in, and we are going to start moving into the next phase where you can start to engage other teams. So you want to make sure that you're in a good spot and inside the storm circle when it happens. So you see on the little mini maps there, the white line, that's the outer edge of the circle, and it looks like our team is all now back inside of it. I think we might have picked someplace kind of towards the middle, so we can try to get well inside this circle and then just try to see where the next one's going to go. So you definitely want to be inside that circle. You take damage as the storm comes in if you are out of it, and you can. It's one of those things that you can kind of lose track of. So you want to make sure you kind of keep an eye on the clock and find it. Yeah, it looks like our whole team has the gauntlets now, which is awesome. We also just received notice that somebody was using a tent. Those are also no longer allowed in this rule set. They're creating an uncompetitive advantage. You can basically store things in a tent from matches outside of our league and then open up a tent within one of our matches and pull them out. So if you were a player that plays a lot of Fortnite outside of it, you could get some really good loot in there to create a very uncompetitive situation. Looks like we are getting close to having another team come up on us here. Now we're taking somebody's fighting us. So it looks like Strong Kiwi 7 just got knocked and eliminated. That's unfortunate. That's a rule violation. Okay, it looks like we're third-party viewing and a couple of teams engaging each other. This is really unfortunate. We've got another team here that's not obeying the rules. But if we can just stay down, you see that clock up in the corner. We've got 240 seconds. We should be able to bring, if we can get to a van, we can bring our player back in before that time expires and reboot him. So it's unfortunate that the good news, I guess, is that we do have these streams and we can go back and we can we can clip them and get the feed and provide that to the home office to make sure that the rules violation is properly reported. I'm going to go on mute for 1 second so I can report our rule violation for a knocking of our team as well. 1 second. All right, we were able to get that reported real quick, and we got everybody back to full strength, which is awesome. So you're still not allowed to engage for another 2 minutes. You know, but the problem is once this stuff starts, it can quickly get out of hand. So these guys are doing a good job of just staying away, and you know, we just got to go a little bit longer. I'm sorry, I think we actually can engage now. All right, so we want to make sure that these guys stick together, and you want to see them make sure, you want to see them start to build to defend themselves, and you want to make sure that they are supporting each other and calling out where the enemies are, so you can see like those red marks that they make on the map and tell you where the enemy locations are. There it looks like we've spotted somebody off on the distance. I don't know if we're taking fire from them or if we're trying to third party another team. Oh, looks like we've got one of our players is down. Looks like Jack the Destroyer is down, as well as we've got all right, we're going to be able to get our drop teammate back in the match. Good job of building there to provide a little bit of cover while we try to recover here. Now we've got we've got strong Kiwi 74 trying to crawl into that spot as well. So we've got 2 back up. Oh, and then he went down right away again. So Audepic is trying to. There we go. He gets him down. Looks like both of our other players are now down. No, we still got 1 left in. Sorry, it was just off the screen there. Now we still have a chance to get somebody back into the match again, just like before. We should be able to get them back in, I think. So Audepic doing a good job of recovering, and you can see Jack the Destroyer is bringing strong Kiwi 74 back into the match at that van. So now we should be, and there he comes. Whoa! Now you can see him coming back in. But we are contact right away. Jack the Destroyer is scrambling here, trying to build and dodge. There we go. He's going to try to use his webs to get a little separation there because he's a little bit outgunned. Audepic too. Inside looks like he got somebody down. Oh, and strong Kiwi came back into a firefight. That's a tough time. That's tough about getting resurrected like that. It's a lot of action right away, and you need a minute. Oh, and there we go. We went at 16th place again for the first round. All right, so that's not too bad. These guys did a pretty good job. Looks like we got at least a couple of them, at least 1 elimination, maybe a couple. We try to coach these guys to pop their screen up for me so I can see how everybody did, but that's not a bad finish for us. So these guys, as you can see, there's a lot of builds on the ground. These guys did a good job dodging. A little bit of a disadvantage there with their early engagement. And again, we're going to have to make sure everybody's clear on the rule set. I could hear on the coach Discord that people are still unclear on exactly when you can start engaging. So once again, we're gonna continue to communicate on that and make sure everybody understands exactly what they can and can't do. So, all right, we're going to go on pause. I'm going to go in and talk to the team real quick to get them ready for the next round. And sit tight, and we'll go from there.
Favorite time of year, with every round can be found a new winner crowned. There's root in the mountain. mountains where the llamas play, the trees aglow, minis flow, a wonderland of snow. All the mats are free, piled as high as a tree. Let's break out the chug splash and buff up in a flash. Every chest is full, rare and beautiful. Toys for every loadout, for fun without a doubt. In the mountains, everyone can see. So take it slow, say hello to a wonderland of snow. There's loot in the mountains, our favorite time of year. With every round can be found a new winner crown. There's loot in the mountains where the llamas play, the trees aglow, minis flow, a wonderland of snow. All the mats are free, piled as high as a tree. Let's break out the chug splash and buff up in a flash. Every chest is full, rare and beautiful. Toys for every loadout, for fun without a doubt. There's loot in the mountains, everyone can see. So take it slow, say hello to a wonderland of snow. There's loot in the mountains, our favorite time of year. With every round can be found a new winner crowned. There's loot in the mountains where the llamas play. The trees aglow, minis flow, a wonderland of snow. All the mats are free, piled as high as a tree. Let's break out the chug splash and buff up in a flash. Every chest is full, rare and beautiful. Toys for every loadout, for fun without a doubt. There's loot in the mountains, everyone can see. So take it slow, say hello to a wonderland of snow. There's loot in the mountains, our favorite time of year. With every round can be found a new winner crowned. There's loot in the mountains where the llamas play. The trees aglow, minis flow, a wonderland of snow. All the mats are free, piled as high as a tree.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We are looking at round one is over, and we've got about 70 some players in. now. I think there was maybe a player or a team or two that is still working through some technical difficulties to get back into the second round. But we should be kicking off at any point. We actually had 4 eliminations there, so 16th place and 4 elims. That should get us. That's about 5 points. So I have to go take a look and see where we are in the standings. Uh, it'll be interesting to see how we shake out here, especially how we do in the second match. Just went in and talked to the team between matches. Told them good job trying to avoid contact and trying to get away, and bringing the player back in. Let them know that we reported it, and just to keep doing what they're doing. And they did a really good job picking a good location with their movements and builds, and they're pretty excited about how well they played. So that's good. So we're going to keep. They're doing a really good job developing as we go. Looks like we're getting close. I'm going to peek in here. So we're at 81 in the queue. I don't remember exactly how many we had in the last. We only had 80 in the first match, so we must have had somebody that did not get in or somebody that showed up late, and we'll just be tuning the second queue here. But they're going to give it one more minute maybe to make sure that we get everybody in. Well, looks like somebody just said they're going to have to swap computers real quick, so that's going to take a minute. They're still trying to get at least one of their teammates in, so we'll hopefully get through that pretty quickly. Looks like we've got a wardrobe change, a couple of wardrobe changes here for our team. We've got Strong Kiwi 74. What is that? The Foundation? I'm not sure what that skin is exactly, and looks like some kind of robot skin for Odd Adipic in the back. And Jack the Destroyer is just going with the basic vanilla skin this time around, which actually isn't bad. It blends in pretty good with the background. Our previous rule set required all the kids to just run with the default skins. We just thought that that would help the kids focus on the gameplay, but it is such a big part of Fortnite, so we decided to relax that rule. The other reason that we had it was there was some concern, especially at more competitive levels, that if you picked custom skins, 2 teams could coordinate separately for what was essentially known as teaming, which are 2 teams that are supposed to be going against each other, but coming to like a third-party agreement not to fight each other. And you could identify each other by saying, I'll be the one dressed as the big Valentine's Day heart or whatever the case may be, and you wear, the Foundation skin or something a little bit less common, so you would less likely to run across it anywhere else on the map. So we've just decided that to allow the skins and just to coach those things and make sure that things like teaming don't occur. So, and I don't think we ever had any evidence that that was actually happening. So that's good. Looks like we're at 84. We should be ready to kick things off here at any moment. So yeah, we had 2 of our players had 2 eliminations each, I think, or one had 2 and the other 2 each had 1. So that's a really good start for the day. And let's see if we can get a good follow-up match in here. See if we can't move up. That's 2 16th place finishes in a row with this many teams in. You look at roughly 90 players. You're looking at anywhere between 25 and 30 teams coming into each one of these battle royales. So, if you can finish in the teens, that's a great development step. As we were saying in the first stream, if you win that first engagement, like we kind of did, if you discount the guys shooting at us before the match, we just got overwhelmed. There was like four teams there when we got eliminated. That's a great development step. The next one you want to see is to have us somehow come out of that scrum, and then that's where you start to see top 10 finishes. So hopefully we get there. All right, we're still queued at 84 players. Hopefully we're going to get this thing started. I haven't heard whether or not we're still waiting for anybody anymore. I know we had one team say they needed to swap out computers. Hopefully they're getting close to getting that done. And now we're up to 86. We're getting the last call here. And I think it's our Macomb location in Michigan that's just asked for one more minute to try to get their last player in. hopefully he can get it. It is a little disappointing. It's happened to us. Every team, this occasionally happens to. Even with us sitting here now, sometimes for reasons that nobody understands, you get kicked right before the match starts, and then you end up having to sit it out, and it stinks. We usually find some other fun. We'll usually throw the kids into another match or try to do something fun to use up the time. But it's not, why we're here. And those are things that are beyond everybody's control. Unfortunately, it's just, once you start a Fortnite Battle Royale, that's it. There's no going back. Okay. Okay, it looks like all teams are ready and in. We are at 89 players. We're at 89 players. Where it looks like we're getting ready to get things started here right now. All right, and we're starting it now. And once again, we're going to stay on this coach's Discord, and they're going to tell us, they're going to give an announcement when everybody is allowed to start engaging other teams, which I think is really helpful to just wait for that call to come in, because there are some confusions. The Gold League that will follow us has a different rule set as well. They have to actually wait a little bit longer before they can engage, and sometimes even coaches can get them mixed up and coach their team the wrong way, or think that somebody engaged early when they actually didn't. They were just following the silver rules, not the gold, as they should have been. So, all right, in we go. We're on Spawner Island. We got everybody in. That's always great, and we are on the bus. Looks like we're going to mark. I think that's going back to the same spot. That's that nice city location, right, somewhat towards the middle of the map. That's a fairly good spot. Now it's going to be passing almost directly underneath the battle bus path, so that might make it a little bit more popular. So we'll have to just kind of keep an eye on that and make sure that we follow the rules. If anybody's not, just to jump out of there as quickly as we can and try to avoid that conflict. So we got a cool snowboarder skin going on there in our upper right. I think that's Odd Epic. So that's a cool skin. Same thing, same glider board for Strong Kiwi 74. And then we've got the umbrella for Jack the Destroyer there at the bottom. And everybody's floating in. Looks like it's either going to be Jack or Strong Kiwi hitting the ground at the same time. And now we're all on the ground. All right. So see if we can get some good loot. I don't see anybody else landing. I don't think anybody was really looking around though, so see if anybody else was floating down into this area. Got some shields right away for Odd Epic there in the upper corner. Looks like we already got a shotgun. Looks like everybody already has a shotgun, and looks like we have ARR as well for most of them too. So that's good. So that's really all you need if you had to start fighting now. But since these guys have some free time to continue looting until we get to that second storm, you see Odd Epic there swinging his pickaxe, trying to take down as much as he can. You're grabbing all these materials, and that's what's used to build all those walls and like the staircase that he just put up there. And you can use that to build all those defensive structures, and that can make a huge difference towards the end of the game, for sure. So you want to make sure you don't forget to grab those things. It's an easy thing to avoid as you're running around trying to grab equipment. Make sure you get shields, keep track of your team, coordinate what everybody's doing, but you do want to make sure that you're going through and doing those things. So great job by Odd Epic. Looks like we found a car, so when we are ready to move to our next location, we have a set of wheels ready to go. Well, I don't know, somebody, he might have landed short, so looks like we're already on the move here. Oh, somebody, I hope that's not a tent somebody was using. I think that might have just been there. Because tents are not allowed. That's another change to the rule set, as we talked about on our last round. All right, so we got two of our players together. I think we're all three together now in the same area. So that's good. Looks like a big pot there for shields. Good job remembering to pick that up. There's a smaller one. I think he's already got some of those. The small ones won't fill the second half of your shield gauge, so they're only good for getting you up to that halfway point. Beyond that, you need some of those splashers that you saw in the previous match, or like Odd Epic is holding right now. He's trying to get his team to come over, see if anybody else, but I think everybody's full shield, so we don't need to use those now. But you can use those, and you can splash those on your whole team and fill up all of your shields. All right, looks like we still got the taxi cab. Two of our players are on the move. They're gonna look. It looks like they're gonna head back to that area with the vault to see if we can get some good loot there again as well. And those spots like that, off the top of my head, I can't remember, but they're like little rifts where if you jump into them, it'll throw you up in the air, so you can glide and get a lot longer distance fairly quickly, rather than just kind of running or using those Spider-Man gauntlets. And of course, there's the shark too, which if you're playing casual, I mean, you can do it in some competitive maps, but there's some fishing poles that you can go fish and collect fish and get loot that way. You can also hook the shark, and you can basically water ski behind the shark, and that is a quick way to make it down a waterway and get back into a zone, for example, if you're desperate. But the shark can also attack you as well, so you have to be careful when you do that. Looks like we just found some Spider-Man gauntlets. Excuse me. All right, back to this bridge. So we're kind of sticking in the same area that we were in the first time. We got two people on the boat under the bridge. Somebody up above. Looks like there's a third-party team right there. Let's make sure that we don't engage until we get into the zone. We are in storm 1 of 9, so we are not ready to engage yet. We still have to wait. You see that 3-minute mark. Excuse me. So once this zone closes, so we're basically... So once we get this storm comes in, so we're at 3 minutes, we are free to engage other teams. And unfortunately, it sounds like that same team that caused the rule violation in the first round just attacked another team again. So that's really unfortunate. Just heard that on the Coaches Discord. So they're not even supposed to be in this match, but it is difficult to identify everybody that quickly to be able to impose the bans for the second round right away. And what we'll have to do is do it on the next one. Okay. It looks like we came in contact with a single there and did a good job of not attacking him because it's not that time. But we should start to keep an eye on the clock. So you see that little clock right under the map? That's 2 minutes. When that expires, then we will be in zone 2 and we will be free to engage all the other teams. So we know there's at least one person in the area. It's like we're in a spot where if somebody gets knocked, we do have that ran to bring somebody back in. About 1 minute, 45 seconds left before we could start going after other teams. All right, just listened to a conversation where a coach clearly was not clear on the rules, so they're explaining it to him now, and hopefully we can get the other. So we can get hopefully that other team that got knocked is going to be able to get their player back in here, and it's not necessarily no harm, no foul, but if they can get the team back in, and it looks like we're staying on the run here. I don't think. Looked like I don't know if that was just a speed animation or if somebody was actually shooting at us, but we're on the move here, so that's good. I think we're in zone, so we're just trying to relocate to a better spot. We are now 25 seconds away from being able to engage and being in that next zone. So we dumped our looks like we dumped our four-wheeler. You get back in it, flip it up, hop off. You gotta hop off before you can flip it back around, and then you can hop back on them. And we're trying to move our way. I don't know if we're going for some high ground or where we're going, but trying to keep up with our Spider-Man web slinger up there. All right, and we are now free to engage. So I'm going to run in there and make sure that they know that real quick. So I'll be right back. Okay. So these guys are well aware that they're free to start engaging other teams. We're definitely in the open fire rule set. It looks like we're hunkering down in a room. And that's a put in a build, which could be a pretty good obstacle. I don't know if we got, like I said, I stepped away to get into that other to make sure these guys knew that they could fight. So I don't know if there's somebody out there and they're just waiting for them to come in. Sounds like that might actually be the case. These guys are pretty well hunkered down. They are outside of the next storm, and that will start coming in about 57 seconds. So they can't wait for too long. I don't know how far they've got to go to get in there, but you can see that white line on the mini map. That is the line in the direction of where that next circle is, that they'll have to be inside of it to avoid taking damage when that storm starts to come through. They're pretty convinced that there's somebody on the other side of that door. I'm not sure if they're going to have to, they might have to either take a risk and go out it, or they're going to have to start, building their way out, just kind of fight their way out of here and see what happens. All right, there we go. All right, doesn't look like anybody's still there. Or if there anybody ever was there, I'm not sure. And now we're on the move. So we've got somebody swinging, and as you can see, you can cover a lot of ground like we talked about with those web slingers, those Spider-Man gauntlets. And then we've got our four-wheeler. Whoops. Oh, okay. Oh, somebody's building right there. So we're going to have to hop off here, see if we can get... All right, we're jumping. We're just trying to move and get inside the zone first. And then we'll worry about fighting. But it looks like our shields got chipped down a little bit for a couple of our players. Looks like Strong Kiwi 74 is still at full. And Odd Epic is mostly full, and he's filling back up there with those plants. And same thing for Jack the Destroyer there at the bottom. Oh, he's taking shots from behind, so that team chased. This guy's got to turn around. Good job putting some builds up. Yep, let the walls take the bullets. The other team is starting to build and fire back as well. Looks like Jack the Destroyer is still trying to retreat. He took a lot of damage. Could try to replenish some of his shields with some of those small pots real quick to just give him a little bit of a chance to take a couple shots without going down. And the rest of our team has been knocked. We got caught being apart. So he's got a sniper. There's a chance that he might be able to pick him off. But his best bet is to go try to find one of those vans and see if he can bring his team back into the fight. Oh, and they got him in the swing. Ooh, that's tough. All right, that was a good shot. That was a good shot. Okay, well, hats off to that team. They did a really good job of catching us. 21st place finish. It doesn't look like we got eliminations on that one, and that's as we say. So when we don't survive that first contact with the team, you usually finish somewhere in the 20s. If you can get up to the teens, and then after that, anything's possible. So. Good round for these guys. Again, we seeing some growth from them every week, so hopefully we'll continue to see these guys develop. We're happy to see some of the things we focus on in practice happening in the matches. Looks like these guys are dipping out, so we're going to end our stream here. Good job again, and we'll update the families as all the scores come in, and we'll update on our standings after this match sometime this week. Otherwise, we'll see everybody back at practice. We do not have so we'll be back for our stream here, but Valorant isn't until 5 o'clock tonight, so it'll be a few hours. But if anybody's interested in watching that, you can come right back here and check us out. So until then, we'll be back here for Fortnite again.